Anyone else would like to comment on this? Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
See, I have one theory on this. It's very easy communicating with very superior performers and very subpar performers. You know, it's very black and white.
Yeah.
And there's
Yeah.
no problem. The problem is communicating with the 60, 70% of the people
Correct.
who are good guys,
Yeah.
by and large.
Yeah.
So what do? We not only train our managers, it's a yearly training. Every year we train them up in April. And not only that, we also train up the appraisees on how to receive feedback. See, a lot of companies spend a lot of time on, how to give feedback, how to manage a performance conversation or whatever they would like to call it. But no one gives any training to employees or provide them the perspective on how to receive feedback. And we invest on that every year. The whole of middle of April to end of second week of May goes off and we invest in training up people on how to receive feedback. If companies were to do that, I think a lot of anguish and heartburn would reduce.
Yeah. Mr. Ghosh, you wanted to say
No,
something.
I just wanted to, because you specifically asked about Reserve Bank.
Yes.
I thought it would not be fair not to talk about it, at least slightly. In the Reserve Bank, we have an advantage that we invest in people because we don't lose people. Our rate of attrition used to be 0.01%. Today it is around 1%. So we graciously invest as much as possible. Any learning scheme, from doing a CFA to CA to MBA, or even a graduation for a sub-staff, is funded by the bank. So you are on a constant learning mode. You are actually a knowledge organization where people respect each other for knowledge and not for anything else. Whether we do anything or not, we make close to 20,000 crores profit every year, so bottom line doesn't affect our performance. And that's one of the reasons that we look at people differently. We invest in people. Anybody who joins us knows that he has a career, he will grow, he can keep himself or herself contemporary wherever they are, and because it's a different organization, it is a monopolistic organization, it does not have a counterpart in the system. I thought, let me not talk about it, but it is one of the best organizations you can work for.
Yeah. Thank you. I want to just ask Swati in conclusion that you talked about obviously when an organization is growing as rapidly as you have, there's an automatic high level of motivation. But at the same time, looked at from the point of view of the organization, you still always have this issue of thinking, could we have done better? Could the 35 have been 45? And as you mentioned R&D, the kind of long-term focus you need to have on R&D is a bit different. So how, so do you all take the performance conversations with people, and how do you, what is the direction of the performance conversation? I mean, Diwakar, also coming from the same industry, he sort of actively said that he is spending 1 month in that, and I thought maybe I should.
So one of the most important things for us has always been to remember that performance management is a process, and therefore it has to follow what the vision of the organization is. It's actually a subset. It's a subset of the vision, it's a subset of the strategy, and then comes the process. And if we look at PMS as just one thing in isolation, that's when many of these challenges come to the fore. For us, it's been all these conversations are really always about what are we doing, why are we doing it, what is in it for you, what is in it for me, and what are we trying to build. And I think if the engagement conversations, especially with the large 60%, as Mr. Kaza was saying, is all about what are we here to achieve together. And if that value proposition is very clear for both the parties, and that conversation is really about why do you want to come back to work tomorrow after this conversation? What is it that you're going to do this year which is exciting? And I think somewhere in this whole process, and I believe me as HR and all of us as HR somewhere have been party to this, is the process of performance management has moved away from the goals, the engagement, the alignment, the enthusiasm, to a pay management system. And the faster we bring back the focus to that whole process, which was all about alignment, enthusiasm, and engagement, I think we'll have a very different result if we do the survey next time.
Wonderful. I think on that very good note, we should close. Thank you very much. It was very nice talk.
May I have the privilege of inviting Mr. Ashank Desai on stage? Sir, please, can I have you on stage? Sir, do me the honors. Ladies and gentlemen, Ashank Desai. I have Ashank Desai with me. Of course, he needs no introduction. As the founder of Nastec, one of the pioneers in IT, he set up the NASSCOM along with Harish Mehta and few others. Ashank Desai, if there is any key element that you notice in discovering the future, as an IT luminary and a visionary, what will that key element be?
Sorry, first let me apologize. I think I got stuck somewhere. But as he had ordered me to come, I said anyway I'll come. I didn't know when it was getting over. So I said let me be here. So let me start with that. Just a clarification. This question, I see this is an HR audience. So are you asking from HR perspective or are
as
you
a
saying?
CEO, from a CEO's perspective, what would be the key elements in discovering the future as a visionary that you see?
Okay. See, if I look at it from IT, let me come back where I belong to. I don't know how many of here are from IT, but if I look back, last 25 years of this industry, starting from, as I say, $50 million export to 100 billion and plus, I remember a discussion in 1989 or 90 where Harish Mehta and Ms. Narayan Murthy and we were all sitting. And we said, hey, we are talking of some big numbers, we want to do some great things. Do you know how many project managers we have in this country? You know, project management is very important for us in IT. And we said, just a number, 100. So I said, 100 project managers, and what are you talking of doing some exports worldwide and so on? And here we are, 25 years later, or maybe 20 years later, maybe 200,000, 100,000 project managers. So how did it happen has a connotation to the future. I think one thing we did consciously, and we are still doing, and we of course have to learn from all of you, HR professionals, if I may, is to build people and build them very fast. Because speed was an essence there. Everyone said, oh, you guys are taking very bright guys and you are telling them to doing programming. We were not doing that. We were trying to build them to move to project manager solution architects, as we call them, as fast as possible. That's why we over-talented maybe the organization. Yet we are where we are because we build people very fast. So to answer your question, the future, we are looking at 3 times this size of the industry in next 8-9 years. We have done our thinking and planning. That won't be achieved unless we build next set of generation of people as we did the last 25 years.
Wow.
And that can only happen if we continue to do or do better what we did all these years. And for that, there is a journey here with, of course, HR being the partner of CEO, as we say. And I'm very glad that HR people are moving today, and some of them have become CEOs, if I'm right, in our industry too. They have, because they have shown that caliber to build people and build them fast. And how to build, of course, I'm not an HR expert to give you a lecture. But I think if we can develop the talent at a fast rate, that is important to us. We do not have time, unfortunately, going for us. The whole world is competing now. We are not alone. There are all other countries coming. China is there. Philippines are there, and many others are there. US is saying, oh, you don't have a talent which we are looking at because we have moved up the value chain. So, build talent at an accelerated rate.
Wow.
If we can do it, we will achieve our vision, not only in IT, but for the whole India, I suppose, with all this double-digit growth and all that. So if that is a sufficiently long answer, I'm sorry, but that's what it is.
Thank you so much. You're going to be here for... sir, I need you here for a minute. Yeah, the ability of the organization to be accelerated in a hurry? Are you in a hurry as a HR professional to build the talent pool for the future? If you are, the future is yours. We did announce Blue Dart as a recipient of the award. May I invite you back on stage? Blue Dart, if you're present amidst us. Somebody from Blue Dart there? All right, here we are. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Ashank Desai for you. If you'll give him a great round of applause. Thank you so much. I'm going to end with a short AV for you. The AV which we were supposed to play in the beginning, for some technical reason didn't happen. It's less than 30 seconds, and I want you to watch it. If it does impact you, please think about it, because it has a lot of meaning. The AV, please. The industry of the future. You or your competitors? Who will own the future? Your future. Discover the future. Thank you. I must sign off, ladies and gentlemen. It's been my privilege to host you. Thank you all for coming in today. I so sincerely appreciate it. Dinner is ready, drinks are ready. Do network with each other. God bless you till I meet you again. Thank you.